going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gaming with the Broscast, episode 311. My name is Harrison. I'm joined by my brother Nick, as always. Nick, how you doing, buddy, on this glorious Tuesday?
I'm doing pretty good on this glorious Tuesday. Weather is sunny here in North Carolina. The weather's been pretty shitty all weekend.
Yeah.
So
yeah, which is a bummer
Yeah,
for Memorial Weekend, because
Memorial
that's
Day.
when you're supposed to, get out and maybe go to the pool or cook out and whatever. But
yeah,
it's been super rainy, and it's supposed to be pretty rainy for the rest of the week. And dude, it's been so hot today. Like, I stepped outside for
yeah.
a few minutes during my lunch break, and I was just like, oh my god, just because it's so muggy from the rain. Yeah, had a good Memorial Weekend. How about you?
It was good. I really didn't do too much over the weekend.
Yeah.
Just kind of chilled out, but it's good. Yeah, hung out with wife and son, played some games,
Bye.
cooked some food. Nothing crazy. I mean, it was rainy all weekend, or rainy or cloudy all weekend. It's like we could have gone to the pool, could have gone, outside, done some stuff, but
yeah, I don't usually like messing with the pool. It's just so busy. Like, it's
Yeah.
packed. So I usually, if I go, I end up going the week after or something. I mean, it's open all summer, so we'll get to it. But yeah, I ended up going to a friend's house yesterday. She did a little. She's moving to South Carolina, so we ended up doing a Memorial Day / moving party kind of thing.
Nice.
So ate some burgers and some other stuff. It was good. Yeah, Nick, you want to dive into what we have been playing?
Let's do it.
Sweet. I don't know. Do you want to talk about Yoshi? Have you played Forza Horizon at all?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Let me start with Dragon Quest.
Okay.
So I finished that finally. Oh my god, 10 years in the making. No, 3 months in the making, but
yeah, came out February, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finally just kind of locked in a little bit and grinded through that last section after you get all the tablets and bring all the islands back, and then you kind of go into the collect, or you have to find the the wind god, the fire god,
Four gods,
the four gods.
Yeah, it overstays its welcome a little bit towards the end.
It does, and it's weird because the game isn't that long. It was really 30 hours. Granted, that was me near the end, cranking down the difficulty and cranking up my damage output.
Yeah.
And turning on auto battling, because I was just ready to see the story through and get done with it, because you're right. I feel like the combat overstays its welcome a little bit, and then it's not a snappy game. And I think that's my gripe with it. It's every time you finish a battle, it gives you that really long description of all of your experience earns.
Yeah. And
you can't skip that. And then the dialogue is pretty slow, and the cutscenes are pretty long, overly long. So it overstayed its welcome a bit. I had a great time with it overall, but I was very much ready to be done.
I found towards the end, you just get so many different moves for your character. It's it's a little bit overwhelming on what you need to pick. I mean, I know it does a good job of kind of like the Pokemon, where it'll tell you, hey, this is super effective, or this is not effective at all. But it's just too much. It's too many options. It's a lot. So turn on that auto battle, and being able to choose okay, go all in, use your I can't remember what it's called, but use your special ability whenever you get that gauge full. So that definitely helped out in the long run to get through that game a little bit.
Yeah. But overall I had a great time. This is very much an 8 out of 10 game.
Yeah. It's got a very satisfying character return, I'll say, in the end. That makes it worth to see in that.
Yeah, I was very hyped up for that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I finished it just in time because that Dragon Quest presentation is tomorrow.
Yep.
So we'll see if 12 gets announced. I'm still kind of waiting on the Switch 2 edition of Dragon Quest 11, because I put about 10 hours into it.
I mean that got rated, right?
It got rated, yeah.
I guarantee that's coming. I mean, I know we'll talk about it. Well, I guess we can talk about it now, but yeah, tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're getting a Dragon Quest 40th announcement. They said it's about 10 minutes worth of a 10-minute video, something like that. So I'd imagine, yeah, Switch 2 edition for Dragon Quest 11. You know, and then maybe the announcement of 12 coming out.
Yeah. Maybe some sort of like remaster.
So I don't really know what to expect. Like, are they going to do another remake or something like that? I just have no idea.
I don't know. I've only played 2 games in the series to completion, and that is 3 remake and 7 remake.
Yep.
So I have very limited experience or context about this franchise, but I'm excited to see what 12 looks like if they do announce it. And I'm assuming they will, but you know.
Yeah, this will be like technically, I guess, like the first presentation, right, for like Summer Game. I know it's not part of Summer Games Fest, but like it's like the first one of these, and we'll get obviously more next week.
Yeah,
because is Summer Games Fest, is that next week or is it the week after?
It might be the week after.
Because I know the
Sony thing is next week.
Yeah,
and maybe Summer Games Fest is next Thursday.
Next Friday.
Jesus.
That's cool.
Nice. Dang. Okay, and then when is the Xbox showcase?
It is late during the day too. It's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Interesting.
Oh, and then Xbox is that weekend.
I wonder how long that is. I might stream that if I don't know how long it is. We'll see.
I'm assuming it's like 2 hours.
Yeah, I would imagine. I think that's usually the time frame for those. So yeah, that's coming tomorrow. So like I said, not really sure what to expect, but still exciting nonetheless. You want to talk about Forza?
Let's do it.
Sweet. So yeah, downloaded re-upped on my subscription, and got Forza Horizon 6 downloaded. I initially started playing this game in like the performance mode, just because you get like 60, whatever. But I switched over to fidelity mode, and man, this game is gorgeous.
Okay, I haven't done fidelity mode yet. Maybe I should try it out.
Yes, and like, to be honest, like it didn't really. I mean, and I think it must be like a locked 30, because I didn't feel any sort of like frame drops or anything like that. So it was a very, very solid performance. But man, the game looks absolutely insane. They just have a way of like, they have some of the best intros, I think, in gaming, where it just throws you into the car and then you're all over Japan and doing some really cool like stunts and stuff like that. But yeah, being able to like drive through like puddles and like all the water droplets around the car. I mean, this game looks just insane.
Really beautiful.
Looks unreal.
Yeah.
And you'll see, like, if you change it over to fidelity mode, it's even like more crazier. Because I was like, at first I was like, oh, okay, this looks good, but I'm not mind blown, or it didn't blow me away. And then I switched it over, and I was like, oh, okay, this is the way to play, I think.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I've put like maybe an hour and some change into it.
Yeah,
I think I'm at the point where like you're trying to qualify for the Horizon event. And you can go to a couple events and do those. So I think I've only done like one of those.
Okay,
but like it's fun. Like it feels like Forza Horizon 5 in a good way. Like it doesn't feel revolutionary in any way, but
I think at this point, I think it's just about the series, like where the setting is. Like I feel like they've kind of nailed the gameplay, nailed the gameplay loops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the character is wherever the game takes place in. I don't know if this was in Forza Horizon 5, because I probably put maybe 10 hours into 5, and then I kind of dropped off. But there's like a food delivery mini game in this one where you can you pick up the food, and you're like kind of like an Uber Eats driver or whatever, and you drive to like wherever you have to go. but they like gamify it. So, if you go order like or if someone orders a salad and you can pick it up, like they're like, okay, we want to make sure the salad is tossed. So you gotta drift along the way and get up your drift points. So just like little stuff like that is pretty cool. But yeah, it definitely feels like exactly like how I remember 5 being. I don't know how much I'm going to play this game just because I'm just not. I can respect the game for what it is. It's a great game. I'm just not a big racing game guy. So I don't know how much more time I'll play with it. But that being said, my son is super into this game because he's kind of into cars a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And once I showed him that there's because there's like a crazy amount of vehicles you can purchase and unlock and stuff like that. And once he unlocked the Lamborghini, he's been playing ever since. Like he's probably put more time than I have at this point.
Because he's pretty into cars right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
into Lego cars and like Matchbox and stuff. So yeah, he's had a great time with it.
Nice.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, this will be one of those games where I drop into every now and then. I don't think I'm gonna, play it consistently day after day. But
yeah, I don't even see myself finishing like the main Horizon Festival. There's just again like it's a great game. Like it feels great to drive. Looks incredible. It's just one of those games that it's a racing game. Unless it's like Mario Kart, I'm probably not going to put too much time in it. But we'll see. I may dabble here and there, like you said. But but yeah, it's good. It's a good game.
It is good. Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely play more of it. I mean, I want to make sure it's in contention for my top 10.
Yeah.
In case I do fall in love with it, but yeah, it's a great game. Harrison, do you want to tell me about this 3DS adventure that you've been on?
Yeah, so I think I mentioned last week. I'm a little bit on like a gaming lull right now. I think me playing so many games the last few months I've just kind of caught up to me. And I just haven't been super interested in sitting down at night and playing a bunch of stuff. I've still got the demo for Rebirth to get through, but I may finish that. I may not. Cause I'm definitely going to pick it up next month for sure. But, so yeah, just in a little bit of a lull. And the other day I was thinking about Zelda and I was thinking about A Link Between Worlds and I was like, man, like I think I've only finished that game once. And, so I was like, let me charge up my 3DS and play it for like an hour or get through the first dungeon. Yeah. And, one, I will say the 3DS is a really, really cool like console. Like I'm a little bit nostalgic about it. The 3D works excellently. Like, and before I don't think I really messed with the 3D too much. Like I would put it on for maybe 10-15 minutes and then I turn it off. But now I've been using the 3D the entire time. Like it looks so good. And I'm at the point where like you switch over to the Dark World, and I finished a couple of dungeons in the Dark World now. Such a cool moment like in the game too, where like obviously the game, it's a link between worlds, so you kind of know it's coming, but when it happens, like it's a very, very cool moment. The whole the painting thing where you can go into the walls is awesome and adds like an element, like a new puzzle element to the Zelda series that's never really been there before. I will say I still don't like the renting mechanic for the items. And I get why it's there because it's supposed to make the game more challenging. Like if you die, you lose all your items, and you have to rebuy them. But like you get rupees so quickly in this game and so much at a time that it's really never an issue to not have enough rupees to rent. And you can like buy them outright for like 800. And I've done that with a couple of the items now, like the bow and arrow. And I think one other, I can't remember which one, but just stuff that you're always going to use. And it's like each dungeon tells you before you go in, like, hey, you're going to need this item to get through it. Mm-hmm. But man, what an incredible game. And then after that, I was last Friday before we went out and did some geocaching with my son. Which, do you know what geocaching is?
It's where you you find stuff, right?
Yeah. So like there's this app that we have now. And like it'll pinpoint to where there are geocaches and some are like riddles and some are like lock boxes that you have to figure out like a combination or something like that. So So we went out and did that on Friday. But before then, while everyone was getting ready, I was like, let me get through the Deku Tree of Ocarina of Time. And god damn, dude, this game is so beautiful on the 3DS with the 3D mode enabled. Yeah, it's definitely the definitive way to play Ocarina of Time. So
are you gonna play through it again?
I don't know. I might go through a little bit more. It's fun, man. 3DS is an awesome system.
It really is. I don't know how and if or when they're going to bring 3DS games over to NSO, but they need to get that catalog, whether it be through like remasters and remakes or whatever. But
yeah,
they need to get that catalog of games over on the Switch too.
Yeah.
There are so many good 3DS games that would be hard to translate to a one-screen console, but man, they're leaving a lot on the table. Why not?
I mean, I know there's been like rumors and speculation about the second screen,
right?
For 3D. But if they were to give us one, but make it the 3D, like that would be so sick.
Yeah,
I would love that.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe
it would be like $200.
Yeah, but, I mean, I'd say it's worth it. I mean, to get that 3D, like that is it like stereotopic?
Yeah,
3D?
Stereoscopic.
Yeah, it just looks so cool. Like, man, I forgot how cool like the 3DS actually is.
Yeah.
Me and Kellen were playing that stupid Face Raiders game, where you take the picture and like it's like the AR. Yeah, that was he liked playing that. So yeah, that is all I have. That's all I've been playing. Oh, and Fortnite. Like me and Brittany probably Friday and Saturday collectively we probably put 10 hours into Fortnite.
Damn.
Yeah, we're up till like 4 a.m. Friday night playing.
Doing your reps.
Doing the reps. It's fun.
Any dubs?
Yeah, we got probably about 4 or 5. Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
You doing a zero build?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I can't. I can't handle the sweats.
What's your skin of choice?
Let's see. Right now, I have the trunks from from Dragon Ball Z, but I usually like kind of rotate them out. I kind of don't want to pick up the Mandalorian, but we'll see. I got enough credits for it now that I've got the Fortnite crew pass back with Game Pass.
Oh so. Yeah, because that's
so I've got
what's in the shop right now? Is it the Pen and Ink Mandalorian? Like
Pen and Ink Mandalorian, and then the cool. Overwatch stuff, and then whatever else. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, all the Overwatch stuff.
Yeah, that gameplay loop is so fun. Like it's always fun like finding a spot where you land every single time. And Brittany showed me about like the legendary like fishing pools. So like you're not always guaranteed a legendary gun, but most of the time, like 9 out of 10 times, you get some sort of legendary gun. So I found like a spot. I found a spot to land where they're one that spawns every single time, and there's like a bunch of other chests and stuff too around. Yeah, so it's fun.
So that's where you've been landing.
That's where I've been landing. But yeah, it's the
got your spot.
I don't know if you played this season, but the golf course area in it. That's usually where we land.
Yeah,
usually where I land when I play.
Yeah. So. Hell yeah.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
Well, Harrison.
Nick, tell me about Yoshi.
I caved.
To be fair, you said you probably would.
I said I probably would, and I did my research. I watched some reviews, watched some videos, and it got me thinking, like, I'm not a big A to B 2D platformer guy. Like, I'm not super into the Mario 2D platformers with the exception of Wonder.
Yeah.
And I really love that one because of the Wonder mechanic and how it kind of adds a little pizzazz to every level.
Yeah.
Like Donkey Kong, not really into that franchise. I'm into like Metroid because that's more open-ended, exploratory, like that kind of stuff. So once I figured out that Yoshi is not an A to B platformer and it's more of a open-ended, like just kind of open air level based game where you can just explore and learn new things about creatures and discover new mechanics, I was like, sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty awesome. And like, immediately upon jumping into the first level, it clicked. And it's just so cool. Like each level kind of revolves around one specific creature. And like that creature's like mechanics. So like one is a frog that blows a bubble and you can jump into that bubble and travel upwards and travel around.
Yeah.
But then if you get that creature muddy, they blow out a muddy bubble, and that bubble instead of ascending, it'll descend. So you can use that to like get to lower areas than you could normally. And then there's like other stuff you can feed it, like you could feed it a pepper and it'll create like spicy bubbles that can damage enemies or like clear enemies.
That's pretty cool.
So like each creature kind of has its own set of mechanics. Like one is a fisherman, so like there's one fishing level where you're just catching a bunch of fish and you catch a magnet and you use that to pick up trash. Like there's another one where there's a surfboard creature, so you're just like literally like surfing on the water, and that was really cool. So like yeah, like each level just kind of revolves around a specific creature, and then like there are sometimes like creatures you've seen before in those levels, and you discover new things about them. And when you do, you get like points that go towards your overall progression in the game.
Is there other creatures throughout the level, or is it just the one specific creature?
There are others.
Okay.
So there might be some you've seen before, and
Okay.
you can discover new things about them in that level as well. It's like there's a pepper in this level, and there wasn't one in like that creature's specific level. So like, what happens if I feed them a pepper? Like what are they gonna do?
That's cool. That sounds really cool, actually.
Yeah, and then there are like kind of boss fights at the end of each chapter where you, at least for the past 2 chapters, you kind of take over this large creature. Or like you kind of can manipulate the actions of this large creature to do a bunch of stuff. And there's like hidden flowers throughout like there's a bunch of collectibles that you can collect. So
yeah,
that's what I've been doing.
Do the collectibles like get you anything, or is it just like your usual Nintendo collectible slop, lack of a better word?
I don't think they get you anything.
Like color variations or anything like that.
I think there is some implications in the post game.
Okay.
With the collectibles.
Yeah, I might end up picking this one up. I may wait just a little bit because there's just so much coming out in the recent, this week specifically. But yeah, I think you've convinced me to try it out. It sounds cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Like it's probably in my top 3 Switch 2 exclusives.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so like this, Bonanza, and Pacopia, I think are the top 3 for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
big words.
And that's me only being halfway through this game and knowing that the mechanics are going to ramp up.
And you're about 6 hours.
Yeah, 6 hours in. I'm on chapter 4. I think there are 6 chapters total.
Okay.
So there's like a good bit of meat left on this game, and
interesting.
Every level I've loved. Like they're all so different, and it's been a blast.
Cool. Is there co-op in this game?
No.
Okay.
The one downside, there's not co-op, and there really should be. Like you could each control a Yoshi and share a screen. He doesn't have to be split screen. Like they could have easily implemented co-op, and it's such a chill game too. Like there's no timer or anything. You don't take damage, so it's all about exploration and puzzle solving, and that I feel like that you could do with 2 people.
Cool. Yeah, I need to. Yeah. I'll probably pick it up at some point during the summer when it's a little bit slower. With games.
I wish they had a demo on the eShop. That
I always get so annoyed when they put them out in the kiosks, and it's like just give us like the first level. Like surely it would be worth it. So yeah. I don't know. Speaking of demos, kind of not so much breaking news. It's not really a big deal, but there's a Resident Evil Requiem demo now on Switch 2 and all the other platforms. So
I wonder what
interesting that they covers. You said what?
I wonder what part of the game it covers.
Yeah, because would you want them to do the Leon segment or? Yeah, not really. If it's the Leon segment, I got a feeling it's probably when you first get to the care center and like you deal with like the chainsaw mechanic kind of thing.
Yeah,
it might be that.
That would make sense.
Yeah, that's not a very long like segment, so I don't know. But yeah, kind of. I mean, that game came out in February, so 3 months. I guess they're trying to
drive sales even more.
Drive more sales.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So yeah, Yoshi, you would recommend it for people that maybe were on the fence about it, not quite sure if it's a too much of a baby game.
It's really not. Like, sure, there's not damage and there's not a ton of platforming challenge, but like the fun like really comes with the exploration and discovering new creatures and finding out what they can do. And if that doesn't sound appealing, then this game probably isn't for you. But
yeah,
I'm kind of done with A to B platformers, and this sounded like a good breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I think I'm on the same. I mean, I really did pass on most of the Mario platformers over the Wii U and the Switch era.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't really care for that type of stuff. And Wonder I enjoyed for what it was, like having that Wonder mechanic in there to change the levels up. Definitely added some spice to the levels, and added some interesting things. But yeah, I think I'm on the same page. Like I'm pretty done with straight normal platformers. They've got to have some sort of combat element to it or something interesting going on for me to try it. But so cool. Well, I'm glad that game is good. I mean, it reviewed pretty well. I mean, I think it's still sitting at 81 on Metacritic.
It should be higher in my opinion.
Yeah. All right, well let's dive over. Have you played anything else?
No, I think that's it. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay. All right, well, we'll dive over into the news. 007 got reviews, came out today, and based off of 55 critic reviews on Metacritic, it is sitting at an 87, which is incredible. Based on like the past game previews, I would have thought it would have been a little bit lower, just because it wasn't running super well. But hey, I'm happy that it's reviewing very well. I know there were some issues, like they just gave everybody the codes last Friday, which is never a good sign for a video game. Usually that means that the game is not that good. It's not always the case, but yeah, generally speaking, if there's no review codes being sent out at all, or they're late, meaning you're getting them, a day or two before, never a good sign. But in this case, I'm glad it was wrong. So I don't know if I'm going to pick this one up now, or maybe just wait for a sale or something like that. But I could go for something like this right now, like a fun like stealth action shooter, like with set pieces and stuff. Like,
yeah,
I'm kind of in the mood for like something like this, or like a new Uncharted, or Tomb Raider's obviously coming out this year. So that kind of would probably scratch that itch that I have right now. Just kind of, I've played so many RPGs this year that I'm kind of looking forward to something a little bit different.
Might get you out of your little funk a little bit.
Yeah. So I may pick it up this week. I'm not 100% sure. It's either going to be that or maybe Lego Batman, which it just looks like, I was watching a couple of gameplays. It just like visually, it looks like it's stunning.
Yeah.
Like in the city, it's like,
it's kind of nuts how good it looks.
And both of those are coming to the Switch too. We just don't have a release date. And if Nintendo has, a show or a direct within the next couple of weeks, I'd imagine that stuff is going to get announced there. So I may just wait especially for like Lego. Like I feel like that should be run pretty well on the Switch too. Like it's not doing anything crazy or anything like that. So, I may wait. I may not. I don't know. Not sure quite yet. Next up is last week, towards the end of the week. I think on Friday, Bungie announced that Destiny 2 is getting its final update next month. And then a couple of hours later, I think Jason Schreier reported from Bloomberg that they are expecting to have layoffs. I don't think they've done any yet, but they are expecting layoffs to happen. Obviously, they launched Marathon a month or two ago. They're getting ready to do their season 2, I think, this week or next week, or maybe next month, which is next week. That game obviously hasn't performed as well. We obviously talk about PlayStation taking a loss on Bungie after they purchased them a couple of years ago. So I think we've mentioned it before when kind of Marathon wasn't doing super great. But do you think this is like beginning of the end for Bungie? Do you see them being around for much longer?
I don't. Especially if Marathon is all they have and they haven't greenlit another project, and especially if they haven't greenlit Destiny 3.
Yeah.
Like not saying that's what they want to work on, but that is what drove the most revenue, presumably.
Yeah, if they haven't even started on Destiny 3, like actually, I'm sure they've gone, story ideas and stuff like that. I'm sure that's all there. But yeah, if they haven't even started on it, and if PlayStation did greenlight that game, I mean that probably wouldn't be around for another 4 or 5 years. That's more hundreds of millions of dollars that PlayStation's going to have to front for that game, and they already did that with Marathon. Yeah, I just don't see it worth it. Like, if I was PlayStation, I would say, let's see if we can make a high quality, like, first person, like, story focused game that's not multiplayer in any sort of way. Like, bring them back to their roots. But again, like, is it worth it? If Marathon was doing well, yeah, and we don't know like how well. I mean, we just know the concurrent numbers. We don't know. I guess yeah, we do, because it's a paid game. So,
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be shocked if they were closed by the end of the year. I really hope not, but
I hope not.
Yeah.
But it feels like the writing is already on the wall there, and just seeing what happened to Blue Point and other studios at Sony, like, I don't know if they would be willing to invest in a first person single player game that would take 5 years to develop and may or may not do well. Like, yeah, is that worth it to them? I don't know. Like, I feel like they should have ended support with Destiny 2 with an announcement for Destiny 3.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
they didn't.
What was the latest expansion, like the Final Shape or something like that? Like, I always thought that was the implied like final. That was always going to be the final.
I thought that was.
Yeah, and I think they were starting a new like story arc or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. I think just in this, and we've talked about it before, but in this day and age, if you're not already an established free to play game, like don't even bother trying to come into the space. It's just not.
Yeah.
It is not worth it. It costs too much money to maintain. It costs too much money to develop, and players are going to play what they play, and I think we're seeing a resurgence of single player games. Like we're starting to see stuff like Resident Evil sell extremely well, like the fastest in the franchise for them, and and stuff like Pragmata, a new IP selling very well, and Expedition 33 last year sold well. So like we're seeing a resurgence of single player games, big games or smaller games. Hollow Knight, Silksong sold incredibly well. I'm sure Mina the Hollower is going to sell well in a couple of days when that comes out. So yeah, I would be, if I was a publisher, I just don't think I'd ever greenlight any sort of free to play thing, unless it's like a smaller thing. I just don't know. There's just no room. There's just no room in the space anymore.
Yeah, there's
not. And there never really was, to be fair. Like, you had like your big ones. You had your Apex, you have your Fortnites, you have your Destinies. Like that was a very like big game for them, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
You're right. There's not room, and you're competing for people's time more than you have ever before with how many different forms of content delivery there is now.
Yeah.
It's borderline impossible to get a healthy player base on a new free-to-play game.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing to put out like a single player game and it sells 2 million copies, 1 million copies, and that's considered a success, and you move on, maybe have a DLC or something. But yeah, to have the burden of consistently supporting a live service game that's likely either DOA or dead within the first year, like that's a pretty heavy financial burden. I don't know.
Yeah. I would say the next, because they're not just gonna like flat out shut down Bungie. If they're doing the layoffs, they'll do those first. I think the next step after that is just to make the marathon free to play and just see if you can restructure cosmetics or something like. I mean, I feel like that was the way to go in the beginning, but what have you. So that'll probably be the next thing that comes. It goes free to play, and maybe they can have a resurgence and people come in there and they start playing and enjoying it, because from what I've heard, like the gameplay loop is really good. Like the actual game itself is great. It's just a $40 live service game that is just another game that wants to take up all your time. So it's just hard to get players in like that. Can you hear the water in the background?
A little bit, but
okay,
it's not bad.
It's not too bad. Okay,
yeah.
So yeah, I think that's probably what's going to happen next. And then if it doesn't get a resurgence after they do it free to play, if they do it, I could see even more layoffs or just the inevitable, shutdown of the studio, which would suck.
I mean, it's sad because like it looks like a cool game. I'm not a big extraction shooter guy, but
yeah,
it looks cool, and I hope it does well, and I hope this next season like finds a way to revitalize the player base. But I don't know, man. Sony just they did this to themselves, but they can't catch a break with all these live service games, and I'm sure they're rethinking.
I will never
generation.
I will just never understand why, as a company as a whole, why you would ever greenlit 12 live service games, because not only are you competing against all the other live service games out there, but you're also competing within yourself with all the games. So it's like it makes no sense to me. Like, I would really like to see what factions look like, because out of all the live service stuff, like that would be the one I think would get me in to play.
Like, really, you couldn't have just released that to maybe middling reviews, but probably had a good player base, rather than canceling it altogether and losing all that money. Like,
yeah, and now that Naughty Dog is not going to have a game on the PS6, or if Intergalactic does come out on the PS5, like it'll be cross-play.
Yeah. So
like, I'm not saying that their time was wasted, but like you basically wasted an entire generation, and Naughty Dog wasn't on it. That's crazy to think about, but just insane.
I don't know, man.
So next week, Nick, June 2nd is the State of Play, which is on a Tuesday. Do you want to just do the podcast on Tuesday?
Yeah, let's shoot for Tuesday.
So now I'm going to ask you, what do you think is going to be at this State of Play? Like, give me just a couple of predictions. Obviously, we know about Wolverine, and Wolverine's getting an extended look, I think, at the end.
I think we get that Resident Evil DLC.
Like a trailer for it? Yeah, that'd be cool.
A trailer. Probably a Dragon Quest 12 trailer. If it's announced tomorrow, we'll probably get that trailer there. I don't think we get anything from Santa Monica.
No.
Insomniac obviously has Wolverine. Sucker Punch has Ghost, and that just came out.
Yep. You think the Final Fantasy remake, the third game, you think we get a trailer?
I think that'll be there.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that would be awesome.
I don't know what else though. Like, I don't have a lot. Like, I don't have low expectations, but I also just don't know what to expect at this point.
I mean, we just haven't gotten much from PlayStation this generation, so it's like, is it too soon for another Astrobot game? Like, did that game even sell well enough to warrant a sequel to that? You know, they've done a bunch of like free DLC for it, so at this point, I don't foresee like an expansion to that game. Yeah, first party wise, I just have no idea. Like maybe I feel like someone on Twitter was teasing like a new Infamous game. So like that could be kind of cool to have that.
Sucker Punch?
No, I can't remember who does Infamous. Is that Sucker Punch? But I feel like someone on Twitter was teasing it. But yeah, it is by Sucker Punch.
You think they could have that as well as Ghost of Yotei?
Maybe. Or if it's, it's still obviously in, maybe a year or two away, but maybe tease that. Like I feel like that could be pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I really kind of stumped on what the first party was for them.
No Ratchet.
No, I don't think so.
That's Insomniac.
Yeah. I feel like Ratchet is like a game that you launch a console with to show off like the graphics and then like whatever new cool like gameplay element they have in that game. So I don't know. Last of Us Part 2 again.
Like Horizon 3?
Sure. Give us.
Let's see what big game could that?
I mean, they had that Horizon like.
Oh, the free to play game,
live service game thing that I think is still in alpha. So maybe we get a trailer and a date for that game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Horizon. I always just laugh at Horizon. Like
it's so
such a plant game, but whatever.
A plant game. Yeah.
Industry plant game.
It sold well, but I don't think it has that staying power.
It hasn't done crazy like
share.
Yeah, and I don't know anybody that likes Horizon. Like I know people do, but and especially 2, like I think a lot of people just didn't like super enjoy that game. Especially, I mean, it's just one of those like, I mean, have you seen the? I think I might have sent you one, but it was like if Ocarina of Time was made by PlayStation, and like the entire time, like someone's in Link's ear talking, like Link to your right, there's a chest, to the chest. Use your hook shot here. Use your hands like the second you walk into a room, and it was like, yeah, it's hilarious, but yeah, I think that was like the ultimate like PlayStation talk your head off game. Like nobody shuts up in that game.
Yeah. No, you're right.
But yeah. But I mean Horizon, I mean there's at one point during the PS5 like during like COVID where or right after PlayStation 5 launch where you could only get the bundle with Horizon, so that kind of like
it inflated
its sales. So it's like I think technically the series has sold like 30 million or something. But like, how much of that was the bundle?
I mean, a large majority.
Yeah,
let's be real.
And I don't mean to knock on Horizon, but like,
I mean, you do, but it's fine.
Horizon series sales. Let's see, 40 million worldwide. Horizon Zero Dawn reached over 20 million copies sold across PlayStation and PC as early as 2022. Horizon Forbidden West surpassed 8.4 million units sold by its first anniversary, with those numbers continuing to grow over time.
Okay.
So definitely inflated by but still. And they have that remaster and stuff like that too, and then the Lego game, which is also a thing.
Yeah.
So, but
it still feels. Those feel like made up numbers to me.
It really does. So I mean, the last State of Play I thought was pretty good. Like we got Silent Hill there, and a bunch of other stuff. Like there was some pretty quality stuff there. So
yeah.
But yeah, first party wise, I just have no idea what they have.
I don't know.
Going,
I think it'll be mostly third party. Like big focus on Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, and then maybe Dragon Quest and I'm trying to think of it. Like maybe something from FromSoft. Like maybe they tease something.
Stop.
I mean,
just stop.
I guess they have the Duskbloods this year, but
we closed down Blue Point to bring you Bloodborne a remake. I mean that would be crazy.
Yeah.
But, yeah. No way.
No way.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. I mean, with the Duskbloods coming out, I don't think we'll get like an Elden Ring 2 announcement or Dark Souls 4 or anything like that. That's probably too soon, but I don't know, like maybe something from FromSoft, like a new Armored Core, like I would love that. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I
mean, I'm relatively excited because their last showcase was really good.
Yeah, so. It was good. It was a good showcase. One of their better ones in recent years for sure. Maybe we get some new hardware, like new, I don't know, hardware, but like, I don't know. They had like, did they have like speakers and like headsets and stuff they announced not too long ago that came out? Maybe they'll have something else. Did they announce some sort of hardware at the last State of Play?
Yes. New controller?
It might have been a new controller. Maybe a DualSense 2, something like that. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. All right, on to the next story. Warhorse Studios, the developer behind Kingdom Come, Deliverance 1 and 2, is making an open world Lord of the Rings game. I don't think we have any sort of release date or anything like that, but I'm pretty excited. I keep saying I want to go back to Deliverance, play more of that game, but we need more Lord of the Rings games, and I feel like the last good one was maybe was it Shadow of War? There's two in the same series. I always forget which one, but the first one was really, really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would love it. So yeah, this sounds really cool. Yeah. Shadows of Mordor. Yeah.
If they could bring that like visceral combat into Lord of the Rings and just have it take place in that world.
Did you ever play Shadows of Mordor?
I played a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't finish it, but I did play a little bit, and then I watched my buddy Matthew play a lot of Shadow of War.
Yeah, the Nemesis system is still like a really, really cool system. It got kind of like a little bit samey towards the end of that game, but yeah, it was a really cool system. It's still trademarked, so nobody else can use it, which is insane.
Was it Wonder Woman going to use it?
Yes, yeah, because it was the same developer.
That's right.
Well, Warner Brothers owns. Oh, well, no, because at the time it was Warner Brothers, right, that owned Lord of the Rings. Now it's Amazon has the rights, but I'm sure Warner Brothers still has the. Or did they get sold? No, they're still. I think they're still an entity.
Are they?
I'm not sure.
Didn't they shut down? Oh no, they just canceled Wonder Woman.
Yeah, canceled Wonder Woman.
I don't think they shut down the studio.
Yeah, which I'm not familiar with Wonder Woman lore, so I don't know how they would implement a Nemesis system into that game. But yeah, it's a shame that we've only ever got it with those two games and nothing else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's really cool. I thought I put 10 hours, I think, into Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and what I played, I really, really enjoyed it. But again, Avowed had come out during that time, and that was the more fun game to play, I think.
That one was more mechanically fun.
Yes.
The story was better in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, but yeah,
sure.
Avowed was more fun to play.
Yeah. We already talked about our impressions on Forza Horizon 6, but it did have a huge opening on weekend on Steam with 200,000 concurrent players on there, and I'm sure a lot on Xbox and PC Game Pass and stuff like that. It sounds like it's a huge hit. Probably going to do super well on PS5 when that launches later this year. So yeah, well deserved for that team, and a big win for Xbox, which
Lord knows they need it.
Yes, they definitely need that, and Yeah, Forza Horizon 6 will probably be their best selling game this year. I would imagine.
I think so.
That game is
especially
when it
comes to PS5 later this year.
Yeah, that game's like kind of a juggernaut at this point.
Yeah.
And then we already talked about the Dragon Quest 40th announcement. So Nick, anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up the show?
What? So, got a showcase from Sony.
Yep.
We got the Xbox Direct.
Yep. That is next, not this Sunday, but the next.
Yep. And then we have.
Which I'm very excited for that.
State of Play.
Yep.
When is the Nintendo Direct gonna come out? Is it next week? The week after?
My money is the 3rd, June 3rd.
So you think it's before
Games Fest? Yeah,
before Games Fest. I think it's gonna be the week after.
I would just love for them to just more often than not. I mean, I think we looked at it before. But more often than not, since they've started doing directs, there's always usually been a direct in June. Like that, I think that is the most consistent direct time, like direct month for directs. I would love because there's been such a drought. I mean, we haven't had a proper direct since September of last year. Because there's been such a drought, like just first week in June, let's get it done. Let's get it over with. Announce your Zelda 40th stuff. Announce Ocarina of Time. Show us Star Fox if there's anything more in that game that we need to see. Give us a release date for a Fire Emblem. Yeah. Show us some more Splatoon Raiders. Like what is that game? Like is it a raid game where we're raiding loot and getting out, or is it just what is that? And then whatever else they have, in their slate for the rest of 2026. Like, is there a Switch 2 edition of Xenoblade 2, Xenoblade 3, Pikmin? Luigi's Mansion 4, is that coming out this year? I'm ready. So yeah, I would say I would hope it would be next week, just because I just want, like I said. But yeah, you're probably right, because generally speaking, during the E3 timeframe, they do like to go last because they like to be the last thought.
Be the last thought.
If we're viewing it in that way, yes, it'll probably be the second week in June. But boy, would I love it to happen this week for sure, right? But definitely next week if it's gonna happen.
Yeah, not this week. I think if anything, this week we could get that release date for Fire Emblem and they get that out of the way.
But then if they release that for Fire Emblem, like, what does that mean for the Direct? Does that mean it's not happening next week, or?
No, I don't think it's not. Okay. I don't think it means that. I just maybe they're saving some space for other games by putting out that trailer earlier. At least that's my hope, right? Like they get all this stuff out of the way and then have just. I mean, there's been so many releases leaked already. Yeah. From ratings. Like we already know to expect like Devil May Cry 5.
Which I will be picking that up. Like I played a little bit of Devil May Cry 5 on the Xbox, but for whatever reason it just didn't grab me. I do like that series a lot. So yeah, if it comes to Switch 2, I'll definitely pick that up. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of like potential games that could come to the Switch 2 where I may double dip, or if it's the first time, like The Witcher 3, it's still rumored about a new DLC coming for The Witcher 3. Let's get a Switch 2 version for The Witcher 3 cross save, because I mean the Switch 1 is cross save. So yeah, give us a Switch 2 edition and then launch your new DLC. That would be awesome. Elden Ring, we gotta know when that release date is. Dustbloods, would love to see that. We've only seen that once in that first direct. Mm-hmm. So would love to see a proper look at that game. Like Halo, like is Halo coming to the Switch too? Like that would be pretty huge. We already talked about it, but 007, we need a release date for that. Lego Batman, we need a release date for that. I'm not having any sort of high hopes for Borderlands 4, which I'm not really interested in anyways, but I doubt we'll see that. But yeah, a lot of stuff we still need to know. I just hope it's not like the end of June. Like just get it out in the first week or two.
Yeah, just get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, my money's on them going last. of just doing a classic E3. But
I think Nate the Hate is recording a podcast this week too.
Okay,
so that could mean some implications are coming, But or maybe it's like maybe don't do a podcast, because what if they are like, you know what? If he says it's the first week in June, we're going to delay it by a week.
Okay. Sure, they might have changed the announcement of the Star Fox Direct, but I don't think they would move a full-on Direct.
No, because like you have to, because the companies, like all of them are, once you have a defined date, like they're going to get their tweets ready and stuff like that.
Yeah,
just to get those. So yeah, I don't think they would do that. That Direct is too big and too many other parties involved with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if it's just one singular announcement, then yeah, they can kind of do whatever they want with it. But
yeah,
Fire Emblem getting that release date for this week, I think it would be perfect. And then it's full on Direct time. Or give us a Fire Emblem Direct this week or something. Like that would be awesome.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, like 10, 15 minute, last minute Direct. Hey, stay tuned in 15 minutes for a Fire Emblem Direct.
Tomorrow night, guaranteed.
That would be
just random.
Awesome. I mean, I don't think that game needs a Direct per se, but I mean, did Star Fox need a Direct? I mean, probably not. It probably could have just done a trailer, but
I think the Direct helped though.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, it did. Like I think I was reading that they've gotten more views on that trailer than the entire like lifetime sales of Star Fox combined. So that's pretty good.
Pretty good for them. I really hope this revitalizes the franchise.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Gives it what it needs. But
yeah, I'm excited to play it next month.
Yeah,
got a pre-order for that $50 physical.
Me too. Got through Best Buy, I think.
I think I did mine on Amazon. I can't remember. I think it's through Amazon. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see about that one. So yeah, that's the last big one we need. We know about everybody else's, and then whatever gets announced in the Summer Games Fest. So yeah, next week is gonna be awesome, man. I guess it's just kind of sitting in for me. So yeah, June 2nd, State of Play, and then a 3-day lull, and then Friday is the start of Games Fest, and then it'll be a weekend of coverage, and then Sunday we'll cap it off with Xbox's showcase and getting a look at Gears of War, which I think right now, I'm not going to say Ocarina of Time because that hasn't been officially announced, but I think that's probably my most anticipated game right now is Gears E-Day. What would you say yours is? Fire Emblem?
Probably that or Star Fox.
Okay.
Right now.
Really? You're that hyped for Star Fox?
I'm hyped up.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. And apparently we didn't talk about it, but it's getting like a day one update with like a new mode and stuff like that. Like a battle mode.
I think that was the already announced battle mode that they
was it?
Are just adding in day one. Like it wasn't on cart for some reason. So I don't think they're adding any like net new content.
Okay, gotcha.
Outside of what was announced already.
Okay.
Who knows though? I mean, they could add some more stuff. I feel like there's like one more thing with Star Fox that has not been announced yet.
I do too. I feel like there's like maybe having like the like playing as James, like having that like be like playable instead of just the prologue playable. I think would be cool. But yeah, I think you're right. I think there's one more like piece of content or mode or something that they're not showing off.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, it would be crazy if we had like an adventures, like you could get out of your ship and fight. But I don't know. I don't know if it would be that involved, but that would be insane.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, could be like a side mode or something. I don't know. Or like adding a new route would be cool too.
Yeah,
like a new planet to planet route. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot they could do.
I mean, if it was me doing it, I would have put in like some sort of mode or some sort of part of the game where it shows you what happens during the Mario movie and shows you how Star Fox gets there, and then maybe you play through like a level in the actual Mario Galaxy. Like that would be insane.
That'd be cool.
They're never going to do that because they, we always over analyze and theorize. I think with Nintendo, and they're pretty basic and what their stuff is. But that would be very cool.
Crazy.
No.
Like
that would be
awesome
very cool. Did. Yeah. And I would say probably like I am very, very excited for GTA, because that game is going to be insane. That game like it's going to break records. It's going to kill the servers. Like it's going to be a very fun zeitgeist moment. The only reason why I'm not I wouldn't say why I'm not excited, but it's going to be annoying like when all the people are going to be comparing this game to all the other games in the world. Like
just like
Red Dead Redemption 2 did this 10 years ago, and like it's much better. It's like, okay, I get that, and that's a really, really cool attention to detail.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say it, and maybe this is a hot take, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is not fun to play. It is not a fun game to play.
No,
like
it is not.
It's not sluggish. It's boring in my opinion. And granted, I didn't play, I didn't put 20 hours into the game, but I did put a decent amount of time. And I just didn't enjoy it. Like I loved Red Dead 1. But I don't know, sometimes like over realism or too much realism can hurt the game in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
I got
you tweeted out the other day. That's why I thought about it, because I was like, man, like I'm so excited for GTA 6, but I don't know how much I can handle like people firing bullets into the ocean water to see the ripple effect, and then compare it to Cyberpunk or whatever else game comes out in 2 years where it's like, oh, GTA 6 did this better. Okay, who cares?
Why are you guys doing this?
Yeah,
why are you doing all this?
But I do agree with your tweet though, where it's like it was like it
did irreparable damage.
Yeah, it did very. Yeah, it definitely hurt.
It really did. Like I'll tell you what, I couldn't get more than 10 hours into Red Dead Redemption 2 before I just got so bored. It's realistic to a fault, right? Where like it's not fun to control.
No.
Like I don't need.
Because the animations are like too long. It's like it takes me 30 seconds to climb up my horse. Like why?
Like even stopping and turning around, Rockstar always does that thing where like you slow down, then you turn. It's like, just make it a game.
Yeah,
just make it instantaneous, even if it looks a little weird.
Yeah, just give me a back B like 360, like a 180 turn, like Resident Evil or something like that.
Yeah,
like I don't need to get out of my car and then my character do like 3 circles before he's actually in the right spot to move. Like I do not love like Rockstar's gameplay animation and the way that their games like feel so like you're fighting against the game to play it.
Yeah.
So, but that being said, I am very excited for GTA 6. Like it does look like it's going to be an incredible game, and I can't wait to be part of that zeitgeist and gaming, because I mean it's going to be probably the biggest like entertainment launch ever. Like it's going to beat everything. So I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if this game sold like 20 million in like a day. Like it's going to do crazy numbers.
I mean, I think it has to in order to be a success.
Oh yeah, $1.5 billion to make this game,
which makes sense.
But how much do they make? Like how much money has GTA Online made them in the 14 years or 50, whatever, how long it's been since they launched GTA Online? Like how much has that made them? Like a shit ton of money.
Yeah, I mean billions, I think.
Yeah.
Or I would think, but
yeah. It's made them a lot of money.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, any final thoughts?
No.
All right.
I guess we'll have some thoughts on Mina the Hollower next week.
Yeah, definitely picking that one up.
I'll probably finish Yoshi. I'm gonna try to finish it before Mina comes out.
Yeah.
And then That's really, I mean, yeah. Unless Nintendo announces anything this week, well, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll plan on streaming, or we'll plan on doing the podcast next Tuesday, so we can talk about the state of play that day. Get our fresh takes on hopefully what will be a good state of play. But yeah, that is going to wrap up the show this week. We appreciate everyone watching, listening, all that good stuff. If you ever want to chat with us in the live stream, we stream usually every Monday nights at 8:45, unless otherwise, we have to delay it or something like that for stuff like holiday or a showcase or something like that. But yeah, if you can review us on your favorite podcasting platform of choice, that would be greatly appreciated. And we'll be back next week with hopefully some fun stuff to talk about.
Fun stuff. Always fun stuff.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.